In this video, we will discuss using viewport controls. If you'd like to follow on with this video, please open the file using viewportcontrols.dwg located in the Working Files folder as discussed in the Working with this dataset video. So let's talk about the options available for creating and configuring multiple viewports and the overall procedure to change viewport display in model space. When working in 3D, you can increase your productivity by changing the number of viewports displayed within the drawing area. By creating the appropriate number of viewports in the right viewing directions for the task at hand, you can view the model from multiple directions at the same time. You can leverage this functionality to start a command in one viewport, then click into another viewport and complete the command. So how do you configure multiple viewports? The fastest and easiest way is in the viewport controls location of the actual drawing view. So where this minus sign is, I can click here and go to the viewport configuration list and define a standard viewport configuration list. So let's just start with 2 vertical and see what happens. So what it basically does is it creates 2 viewports within one model space, and this is the same exact DWG file. It just allows you to change the different viewing aspects within each additional viewport that you opened up. So let's say I want to keep this one as a top view configuration. In this one though, I actually like to change the orientation and change the visual style to show a more shaded 3D modeling type view. I'll click on the view cube and rotate the view, and I'll go ahead and click on the visual style control and change it to, let's say, a conceptual. And now, as you can see, I can go in and view my model however I want to. Let's say I want to 3D orbit my model. I'll hold the shift and middle mouse button and change my orientation. Let's change this back to a 2D wireframe, and let's go ahead and copy. So I want to actually copy the tree from this location here into this location in this viewport. So I'll start the copy command, select my tree, grab the insertion point. So I've started in this one viewport, and now I will click in this viewport and now copy that tree. Really cool stuff. So again, clicking the viewport controls allows you to quickly and easily change to whatever configuration you want to. I can do 4 equal. And when I do that, you'll notice you have 4 equal viewports based upon the size of your application window. Of course, I can do a zoom extents in that one, do a zoom extents in this one, and let's say change it to a different orientation. I'll click in this one and change this one to, let's say, a backside view, and click in this one and then change a different view. There's also a way to configure each of the different viewports and what they'll do when they open up. I'll go ahead and click the viewport controls and select viewport configuration list. And on the bottom, we have this configure option. In the viewports dialog box, you can choose from any of the standard viewport configurations. And then what you can do is actually give it a name if you wanted to. So I can call this one My 3D. Then what you can do is actually change this setup to a 3D type setup, and notice how it automatically will change the configurations for each of the different viewports. So don't forget, this functionality, although we're showing it in 3D, can also be leveraged in 2D. For instance, a good example is, let's say you have a really large project and you want to copy a standard set of blocks from one area of your drawing along the project. You could have 2 viewports open, and the one viewport could actually be displaying your blocks, and the other viewport could be your active viewport where you pan around to copy in the different blocks. So getting back to the 3D setup here, what we can actually do is you can apply this to the display or the current viewport. By clicking each of the individual ones, you can actually change the visual style or the orientation. So if, let's say, I want this one to be realistic, I'll select that one. And for this one here, I actually want this one to be, let's say, a conceptual one. And for this one here, the right side, we'll go ahead and change this to a shaded with edges. I'll click OK. And automatically, it opens up the viewports with the different settings that you have applied in the dialog box. If you click on the viewport configuration list, you'll notice that the custom viewport configuration stores the one that I just created. Lastly, starting with AutoCAD 2015, one of the really nice things about viewports and working with them is the fact that you can now resize them individually. If you want to actually move this up to see more in the bottom, you could do it that way. You can also go right through the middle here and do it that way as well.